Oh no!
Hello?
Sorry. Hello, everybody. Just on the tail end of that, Emma did end that with Godspeed, and it was very nerve wracking. Uh,
Oh
you
no.
are joining us live for the finale of the first season of Beyond Horizon's Edge, and before we pick up where we left off last time, and I can tell you wholeheartedly and honestly, I am absolutely sweating buckets. Uh, I am so nervous. I have
No, don't be.
no idea what is about to happen. Um,
Always a
which,
good sign.
yeah, yeah. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. It's all the signs that you need. Um, we are so we're going to take you through some stuff at the top of the show as always. But before we dive into our recap and we tell you about some friends of ours around these parts, very quickly, you are most welcome to our latest stream here at D8 Dungeon. If you're new around these parts or you need a bit of a refresher, we are a group of TTRPGers, mostly from Ireland, but kind of from all over the place. The one thing we all have in common is we love telling stories, and we love sharing them with people all over the world, having a laugh, and just generally a good time. If that sounds like your jam or something that you would like to know more about, maybe you want to get involved, then you should check us out on all social media at D8 Dungeon. We have a Discord server that is mostly spam bot free. Um, the spam bots only come out at 2 a.m. when all of the D8 Dungeon mods are asleep. So uh, if
They're on
that
to
sounds like
us.
your cup of tea, then you can check us out there'll be a link in chat momentarily. Uh, After all that is said and done, we do have some new projects in the works, and we will be looking for folks to get involved. If those for more information on those, I can't tell you what they all are. I'll spend too long talking about them. But we are going to be looking for folks for our uh, sorry, Emma's cam just flashed on. They raised
I
their
know, I
eyebrows at
noticed
me very
that.
seductively, and then went off again. So that was
That was
just.
sexy. Very sexy.
But we've a couple of bits and pieces in the works at the moment, and information on those will be on our Discord server and on our social media channels over the next couple of days and weeks. Um, Most sort of I suppose the kind of the big one to flag, we are looking for people to participate in our Christmas holiday special. As is tradition, it is a romancing the dungeon vibe, and I'm not going to go too much into it because there will be a post on it later on, but think Hallmark holiday, uh,
Mhm.
and romancing dungeon and the weirdness that will ensue. If that sounds like your jam and you want to get involved, do check us out and drop us a message. You can also email us, d8dungeon@gmail.com. I'm going to hand you over to Eilish, who's going to tell you a little bit about some friends of ours.
Yes, so we have a lovely sponsorship from Mystery Dice Goblin, who are our good friends, and they have lots of different D&D bits and pieces and TTRPG bits and pieces, dice and notebooks and keyrings and all that fun stuff. And Declan keeps them in business. But if you would like to also keep them in business, you can get some of their stuff, and then we will get a portion of that sale, and that helps us keep the wheels turning and the ball rolling on all things D8. It covers music to pay artists and keeping the lights on, essentially. And the code that I can't remember is D8.
That's
Yay!
super difficult code.
And it gets you 15% off, and then we get a little bit of that, as I said, to keep the lights on. So yeah, get yourself some nice things. Christmas is coming. Your DM definitely needs more dice.
Yes, I do. Because if they're anything like the last dice I
No,
rolled,
my DM doesn't.
yeah, I do.
Yours does.
And then, but thanks, Alice. And before we jump into that, then Kat's going to recap our last session from 2 weeks ago. To hope is to despair.
To an extent, because I'm just going off of my notes, and all my notes are just from Minnie's perspective. So as far as I wrote down, Minnie hears a scream, and she has 2 coins in her pocket, and it is raining, and it is dark, and it is thunderous. She heads south towards the road, where I wrote down, unquote, set Boa free, and I can't remember what that's in context to. But Gorm thinks that she shows right in Minnie. Minnie senses 2 disappointed eyes watching her from the trees, which turns out was Brassica. He has a very earnest conversation with Daria elsewhere, and they all head back to the keep separately. Minnie is taken to the tomb outside, where she confronts Byram, who tells her that she has no idea what she's done. And he then drops his illusion and is now a grown entity. And quote unquote, I wrote down, this space bestowed upon the 4 of you, gifted by Lomar, you broke it time and time again. We are charged with making sure this reality continues. What you are doing throws this world into chaos and everything outside. He then threatens to kill Daria, which he does with a power word kill, which sets Minnie off, and he chases him into the tomb, ready to fight. And I think Daria got resurrected like level 10, but I didn't write that down.
That's TBD.
I thank you so much for that, Kat. Absolutely, completely, and totally forgot that I power word killed Diara. I mean, I didn't forget that I killed Diara. I remember that. I just there's something icky about using that spell.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Isn't there? Make you feel good.
And how was it? Oh, was it good for you?
Yeah, I sorry, Diara.
Yeah.
But that's where we're going to pick this up, and I've a couple of scenes to set. Diara, we'll start from your perspective. Nuzzled against you, you can feel the early morning, late night dew settled against the soft fur. Black and white, you feel the weight of his full body as it presses heavily against you. His face nuzzled into your shoulder. You can taste copper and the bitter tang of decayed leaves. There is the smell of the cold, the whistling of wind as it shifts through swaying birch trees. Your vision is blurry, and there is a piercing sound between your ears. You can see the night sky, and it is stretched just against this thick fence of birch trees. You can see the fading of stars and the deep purple and cold bronze that just seems to, like a watercolor, shift up from between the trees towards the edge of the horizon. As night begins to turn to day, you see the stone crypt. You can just begin to make out the sounds of roaring and snapping and laughter, hissing and cackling, screaming and shouting. But you feel his weight against you. And you feel the dew on his fur. And nuzzled against you, you see the cold, lifeless body of Brassica.
Is she alone apart from Brassica?
Apart from that, and there's something happening at the crypt. You can see movement, you can hear people, but you don't. Nobody seems to have paid attention to you.
Is there any kind of foliage or shelter that I could rest him? This is becoming a habit for you.
No, it's becoming a habit for you.
You know what's becoming a habit? Killing my animals. I forgot that happened.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cat.
I had to relive that
Sorry, Cat.
again.
Yeah, she's going to just find like a little quiet place because obviously she doesn't want to bring him into whatever she's walking into. So she'll give him a little cuddle and say thank you, and then gently rest him down somewhere sheltered. And minor illusion him into like a little resting place.
Sorry, what are you minor illusioning?
Just like something to cover him so that like he's not exposed.
There, like from where you are, you're close enough to the tree line that you could pick him up and just kind of nestle him under some kind of like a small kind of hawthorn bush.
Okay.
There's plenty of leaves around if you wanted to kind of like cover him in them, but here he's kind of he's sheltered enough.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. It is a thing, Dara, as you lift, as you kind of feel your body heave itself, you feel the weight of bone and muscle, nerve, sinew, all of it. Then your clothes, the cold and the sweat on your back, the hairs at the edge, the stinging in your eyes, the wet and the muck under your fingernails. You can feel all of it. And as you hoist yourself up and you scoop Brassica, turning and sort of sheltering his body under the kind of the brambles of a hawthorn bush, you can hear clearly Byron and Mooney shouting at each other. You're not. You make out their voices, but it's echoing, and at the same time, it's muffling. It's coming from within the crypt.
Yeah, I think once she kind of puts Brassica down to rest, she is going to just take off in the direction of the crypt.
As you turn on your heel and you move towards it, there is a moment where you stumble on these three gnolls. You recognize them. You have seen them so many times. You recognize Rotfang, the leader with that large black iron great sword. He stands between you and the entrance, scooped up on a rocky little outcropping. You see the drags and the ripped remains of a long black and green shawl, muddied and bloodstained, a long loose skirt, ripped and torn, hanging about her. Death Howl, Rothfang's mate, and scooped next to her, gnarled, scrawny, runt-like. You see Shrieker, the right-hand man to Rothfang. They turn and look at you, and there is just that sort of snarling sound. They don't move, they don't react, but they stand between you and the door, and you can see movement below. down the steps and inside the crypt, you see that this is where Mooney and Byron are.
They've seen me, yeah.
They're looking right at you, yeah.
She's going to try and walk in, just walk past them to see if they stop her.
You step towards the crypt and you see Rothfang's claw, just like these three sharp, one slightly mangled looking claw, curl around the hilt of his blade. You feel sickly magic oozing out of Death Howl, and there's a hacking whisper from Shrieker as Mooney, you just hear Byron call out, "Let her through." And Rotfang steps to one side.
She just marches in.
We stand at an impasse. Daira, know that what I did wounded me gravely.
I'm sure.
I have little in the way of choice. What I do for him.
For who?
Lomar.
Were you asked to do this? Or is it something you took upon yourself?
The honor was bestowed upon me.
Why couldn't you be honest with us from the start?
To protect this space, to protect this world, to protect you, you needed to believe. That is all truth is. What you believe it to be. Everything you've experienced, everyone you have met, everyone you have loved, they are real.
I don't believe you.
I have to return this world to the way it is meant to be. Mooney, it is not a bottle you will be breaking. Your actions, your lack of knowledge, your understanding of things far greater than you or I will throw everything to chaos.
You tried to kill my sister. And you say you do that to protect us. Protect us from what, though? Why are you so determined to keep us here in particular?
Why are you so willing to believe Docus and Gruum?
Because it's an alternative.
Even if it means total ruin.
We don't know that.
I do. He does.
Why are you so determined to believe him?
Because he has seen the way of things.
You just take his word for it. Why don't you just let us out and then you can go about doing this thing for Lomar? You could do it without us, sure. I just want to wake up. And I'm not leaving my siblings here.
You have been fed half truths, twisted promises. There is no waking up from this. This is all you get. And I am sorry. But it is the right thing to do.
Dara, what do you think? Are you okay, by the way?
I don't think so. I think I died.
You did, though. You, like, proper died.
So how can I be okay? How many times have you done this when we didn't act or follow the path that you've laid out for us?
You see him wince for a moment. And his eyes close. And he points upwards. And you see the roof of the crypt isn't there. The pair of you are looking up into the night sky. And there are thousands of stars. Thousands upon thousands of stars. Each one of those is a moment. I have kept you safe. I have given you purpose. I have found you love. I have mended broken bones. I have given you triumph and challenge. All because Lomar bequeaths it upon you. This world was made for you.
Why though? Why
What makes
us?
us so special? Yeah.
Gruum, Docus, and their sister are bound to this world. To you, it is a sanctuary. To the sisters of faith, it is a prison. Your being, your essence, your energy, your life, your soul, whatever it is you call it, they are anchors, pillars, foundations that hold this world. And both of you, under their guise, have sought to tear them down.
You've just told us we're prisoners.
The sisters are prisoners.
Can we leave? Yes or no? Can we leave?
No.
How is that any different to a prisoner?
Because you make this world of whatever you wish.
I don't wish to be here.
I can bring them back.
You've done that before a bit. Well, obviously, thousands of times. Did we say yes the last time? And you brought them back, and we just went back to you, back to the keep?
We have never reached this sort of point.
Well, that's promising. I say we keep pushing then.
Both of you carry coins of Docus and Groom. And he reaches down into his pocket. And he takes out 2 golden coins. Both of you feel a hum of energy from them. It will be okay.
Minnie takes the coins out of her pocket.
He moves away from you, Mooney.
She takes a step forward.
Mooney. And he kind of half takes a step back.
What's wrong? Do you not like these?
If you put those coins in, you and Diara, you, specifically you, Mooney, you will not return.
Can I insight check him?
Okay?
3.
He puts the coins on top of the stone sarcophagus. And he takes a step towards you. And he holds his hands out.
Minnie takes a step back this time.
Do you understand?
I don't understand anything.
You cannot exist outside of this space, outside of this world.
What about Diara and Regmund and everyone else? And Annam? Can they exist?
And his eyes look at Diara. Possibly. Potentially.
Because they've got a tether.
Yes.
Why don't I have one?
You ask the wrong questions, Mooney.
What question should I be asking then?
Why can you see it?
Why can't I see it?
Why would Groom seek you out?
I don't know. Convenience?
Why would Docus set Diara against you?
I don't know.
Hope and despair. Two sides of the same coin. And he takes his off the crypt. Can you live with that, Diara?
I can live
Knowing...
with
Go, sorry.
I can live with whatever decision Mooney makes.
Unburden yourself with it then. You may live. You may have a life beyond. She will not.
We don't know that for sure.
I know that with every fiber and being of who I am. And you know I am not lying.
Can Minnie, in the same way that she saw it with Regiment, can she see any of the golden energy of hope around Diara?
Give me an Arcana check.
That's good.
Oh, it's really good. A 25.
Holy shit.
I rolled a 19.
It's... You can see, like, as Diara and Byron lock into this exchange, you see it's like, wow, there's like a light coming from that small bag on, like, draped across Diara's shoulder, and you can feel it, this pulsing energy, this light, and she is washed in it. And as you stare, you can see a thread, a line, a feather, just drifting from her.
Minnie knows that she needs to get one more. Diara's the last one, and she's kind of thinking if she can somehow get Diara's hope for Grim, maybe Grim can help. She needs to fulfill this to get Diara out. Can she try and, like, pull a little bit on this hope?
You reach for it, and again, it's the thing of it was there a moment ago. It's like, as you stare at it, you see it sort of almost disappear, and then the light catches it again. It's like a thin strand of a spider's web. But you reach, and you can just feel this reverberation within the air, your hand trembling as your thumb and your middle finger just take the thread. And you hear the wailing of a baby, the screaming of a mother and a father, the frantic worry and anxiety of the nursemaid, the devil's child born to a noble house, the othering, the hiding, the shame, the innocence, the swelling of hope at the slightest touch, a fleeting glance, this welling of memory of a life not lived. Thread is loose. It is wrapped in knots. It is bound to another. And you can see where Diara's thread, this line, becomes this ball, this knot. You can see two more threads just splintering out from it.
She tries to yank it.
You grab and you pull, and you are dragged kicking and screaming into the world. There is the riotous laughter of tens and tens of people all gathered round the birthing room. There's the clapping of stone, the smashing of iron, the sweet smell of ale, the hands, the caressing, the love. And then there's a familiarity, a bond, a hand held in one, small and nurtured, a mother's love. And then there's an embarrassment, shame, hurt, a sense of duty unfulfilled, a sense of purpose ignored, a sense of dreams and life unlived for the sake of the paternal. And again, where this gets knotted, the story gets tangled. You see the thread that connects Diarra to Redmond. And a second thread splintering off.
Can she follow that second thread?
Just glancing over it, you can hear the soft fall of snow. Quiet cry. The crunch of white powder underfoot. The warmth against a back. The gentle caress of a mother's cheek against a babe's nose. You can hear laughter. All the while the cold, worn like a second skin. And there's a shadow. A monster in the room. Year on year growing larger, angrier, until it engulfs everything. It engulfs her. It fills every room in the house until there is nothing left but shadows and hate. The crunch of snow underfoot. The clash of iron against iron. The cut of skin, the smell of blood. And the drifting feeling of the cold as a second skin. As you see Annam's destiny knotted. And before you, Mooney, here in the crypt between Byron and Diarra, you can see all of it. You can see three destinies tied together. Three lives unlived, three stories untold, three paths, and the many, many tributaries from them, all bundled and knotted, fast and strong, holding up all of this. And as you look down and you can hear Diarra snapping back at Byron, there is no thread. There is no anchor. There is nothing tying you to these three destinies.
Mooney's going to take the coins and she's going to slam them on top of the crypt where she was told not to.
You're going to try and put them into the
Yeah.
Okay. Give me, because you're going to have to try and get past Byron. Stealth if you're trying to be sneaky about it, but if you want to give me athletics, if you want to try and be fast about it. And you have, oh yes, you've the 2 coins from Groom.
She's going to. I'm pretty tapped out of everything. Does she want to be sneaky? I don't think she's in the mindset to be sneaky. I think she's just going to go for it. She's going to push that shorty out of the way.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Oh my god.
Athletics. Oh, it's -1. No. Rolled a 3.
Okay. 17 for Byron. You it's that thing, Mooney, with the coins. You feel the 2 in your hand. Diara just shouted something at Byron. The threads vanish from in front of you, and without thinking, or with every thought, you shove into Byron, and he should crumble. He should fall over. You tower over him. But it is like trying to move a mountain. As you slam into him, you don't feel him budge.
What are you doing?
I'm finishing this.
But
You can get out. You can get out of here.
yeah, but Mooney, we want you to come too.
I'm not going anywhere though.
You don't know that. We just need to find your tether.
I don't have one though.
Well, you had to have one at some point. Where did it go?
Well, you had one when you were born. Adam had one and he was a wee babe, and so did Regmund, all connecting and tethering yous together. I don't have that, Diara. I don't know why. But if yous can get out of here, maybe yous can find me on the other side, or I don't know.
Well, she's gonna look at Byron and ask him kind of ferociously, why doesn't she have one?
That is not for me to say.
Well, who is it? Who will tell us?
The room gets darker.
Oh God.
And you just see along the left-hand side of this stone space there a shadow just creep in. And behind you, you can feel, you have felt the stairs from the nobles outside. They're gone. There is a light behind you, and you feel a hand just glance across your back, grip your shoulder, and in the back corner, half crouched, cat-like, you see the gnarled form of an old woman dressed all in grey and black, a heavy shawl pulled up over her head, and Mooney, you recognize Docus. You can see the one milky eye in her head kind of just turn to fix on you. And coming in behind Diara, you clearly see this woman all in silver, long white hair, pulling behind her as if made from the light that emanates beyond the passageway, the entrance to the crypt. Show her. show them. And both of you see absolute fear on Byron.
Mooney kind of shoves her way away from him.
This can't happen. This you do not under. And then immediately he is just lifted off his feet and slammed into the back wall. As Docus just takes a step in. Sorry. Docus takes a step in. Groom rises, and when she does, Diarra, it looks as if the shadows in the room lift with her.
Terrifying.
He will not. So you must. And both of them drift Diarra behind you. And you feel the weight of them on you. You feel Groom and just the weight of despair press against you. And then Docus, her hand just guiding your elbow. And the uplifting courage to face what lies within the sarcophagus. You have to decide, Diarra. You have to show her.
She's going to reach out a hand for Mooney. Are
Mooney
you sure?
takes it.
She's going to put her coin on the tomb.
Where you're standing, you don't see any kind of groove or space to kind of fit. But as you lean onto it, with almost no effort, the lid slides a little.
She pushes it further.
Mooney helps.
The lid slips. And there's a scream of no from Byron as it falls to one side. Laying there, draped in soft cloth, Diarra, you see Mooney.
Sorry?
At that moment, Docus and Groom in unison call out, Bua, sister. And the crypt bursts with light. And there is a roar. We are going to take a break there.
You sneaky bitch! It's me!
It was me all along.
Sorry, I meant to spring that on you, but I think that's a good spot for us to jump off. We're going to take a quick break. So if you're out there and you're watching along with us, do grab a drink, go for a stretch, take a bio break if you need one. I'm going to chat with my players about what the hell.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you.
P45.
And we will
Oh
see
my
you in
God.
10 minutes. And
What was that?
we have the most professional producer on the planet, just so you know.
Good Lord.
If you are, welcome back. If you are returning after our little break, if you are just joining us, oh boy,
Ooh, oh boy.
it,
I'm dead.
it was a lot. I think that's fair to say. As we pick back up, the room fills with this absolutely blinding light. And outside, it is that moment where you see, oh, well, you don't really, but because you're not in there. But it is the radiant light from the dawn that just beams through as this golden energy and light floods the grotto. The space is just lit up in this brilliance. Any crack in the stone, any crack in the roof, all of it just allows this light to fill this space. Docus Groom washed away. Diarra and Mooney, the pair of you stand over the sarcophagus. Both of you see Mooney lying there.
Like a corpse?
Motionless, yeah. Almost like they're sleeping.
Diarra?
You're muted, Diarra, just as a...
Do you have a twin?
Apparently.
Do you remember anything about this?
No. They called her sister.
But you didn't no recollection of being related
No.
to gods or to fates?
I'm not related to gods. I'm just Minnie. Minnie looks up at Byron. What's going on here?
Byron's not there.
Oh, he's gone.
Now who's going to answer all our questions?
Does Minnie still have the coins?
You do. You have 2 coins with Groom's insignia, and Diarra, you have one of Docus's.
Do we just like slot them into her or something?
She's not a coin machine, Mooney.
I don't know what we're supposed to do. Can we wake her?
Put them in her hands?
Maybe. Like, you died. You've obviously got experience of coming back. Like, how did you do it?
It wasn't voluntary. I've always just been sent back.
Minnie kind of like shakes the other Minnie a little bit. Hello?
As you reach out to touch, there's this moment, Mooney, and you can just see the little hairs on your hand stand up.
Don't do that.
Take 37 celestial damage.
What the fuck?
Okay.
That's so many celestials.
37. What do you think? Yeah. I don't know if I have to do death saves. I had 9 hit points left.
You are Dara. You watch as Mooney's body is lifted and just blasted back against the wall. There's a sickening crack where you see her head hit the rock face, and then she slumps to the ground.
Dyer immediately like screams her name and runs over to her. I don't know if I have any spell slots.
I
Oh,
think
dear.
I'm dead.
Is she dead?
I was my total HP is 26 and I had 9 left and I took 37 damage.
So what does that mean?
I think it's instant kill.
That is unacceptable. I refuse.
Oops. Don't touch dead things.
Apparently not. Diara is like shaking Mooney because
doesn't
she
react.
definitely doesn't want to be on her own.
As you grab and shake her, you see where her head hit the wall. You can see the blood stain. You can see the blood pooling and matting the back of her hair and the fur, soaking through the little piece of cloth that she wore.
Yeah, she's just immediately gonna panic being on her own and just scream kind of to the ceiling, or if the ceiling's not there anymore, to the stars.
No,
Bring her back.
the ceiling has returned. It was that thing of Bayard did it to show you, and then it returned.
So yeah, she's just going to frantically look around and kind of scream into the ether, bring her back.
There is no response.
She's going to go over to the sarcophagus. What the shapes for the coins, are they in the lid or kind of on the side?
It's that thing, Dara, as you, with no options, with no clue as to what to do, you don't see you see the lid, the stone lid on the ground, kind of on its side, tipped against the back wall. But as you kind of maneuver around it, towards the back where Byron and Mooney had first been standing when you came in, you now see what kind of Byron was kind of moving himself towards. There, at the head, or sorry, at the foot rather, given the way it's kind of lying at the foot of the sarcophagus, on the base, you do see 3 indentations. One in the middle has been set, and you do see what looks to be like a coin. It may be made of gold, but it's set into. It is actually set into the sarcophagus. It doesn't seem to come away. At first, it's that thing of like it kind of looks like, as you peer down at it, it looks like just scratch marks, in the way that Jokes' coin has this sort of embossed surface of what looked to be like a bird rising. This just looks like somebody kind of scratched and etched into it. Only when you kind of look down at it, it seems to sort of reflect like a web or a night sky. There are, at either sides of it, indentations for 2 coins. On the ground, next to your foot, you see 2 golden coins.
She's going to pick them up and scramble to put them in and just continue.
Are you just picking these up and putting them straight in?
Well, she doesn't know what else to do.
Okay. You pick them up, and as you do, they slot in, and you're standing in the guild.
Oh, those were Byron's coins.
Oh shit!
You find yourself standing in the common room, and it's at that point you, from outside in the hall, you hear Redmond and Annam laughing. They enter into the common room.
She's gonna grab them both by the hand and be like, I don't have time to explain. You have to come with me. We have to save Mooney.
What? What's going on?
Just I don't have time to explain. I'll explain when we get there. And she's just gonna take off out the door.
Oh no, I'm
I
busy.
wonder. No.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I thought I interrupted somebody.
Nope.
I wonder what talking animal is in trouble now.
Annam and Reggie, what are you doing?
I guess we're following. This is very panicked.
I don't know. I was in the middle of something. Where'd you? Yeah.
It seems important. We should go.
Where are we going?
On an adventure.
I bet.
It'll be fun, lighthearted.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. This was kind of shit anyway. Let's go. Where are we going?
Dyer has already bolted outside the door and just kind of ran.
I'm not running. I'll walk at a brisk pace.
She's gonna come back and start to drag Reggie. Just please, as fast as you can. We have to save her.
Save who?
Mooney.
Mooney's grand.
No, she's not.
All right.
I think
Okay.
we might all be in danger.
You're always one for catastrophizing, weren't you, there?
Look, I know I'm usually, but I mean it this time.
All right, Mom.
Just lead them towards
Yeah.
the.
Pada. Yeah.
He rush out, kind of like as Dyer comes spilling back into the room to kind of get the two of you to start moving. She immediately turns heel and runs towards the door again. You just hear Eileen Sapras shouting behind her, "Oh no, it is fine. I'll close the door." And there is kind of a loud thud as the front doors of the Summerkeep Guild slam shut. Dyer, as you tear through the fields towards the northern woods and the birch forest, all the while kind of staring kind of towards, we have to get back to the grotto, we have to get back to the crypt and the sarcophagus, we have to get to Mooney. Out of the corner of your eye, walking through the trees, moving, you see a woman all in silver.
Is it Docus?
Yeah, you see Docus. Yep.
Dyer's going to call out to her.
She doesn't say anything.
She just sprints towards her. Like,
Are we still
leading with her,
behind there?
Yeah, if you're the two of you are kind of like following behind her, you see that she is legging it as fast as she can. She's running as fast and as hard as she can.
Okay. Reggie will turn to Annam and just say, "What's a docus?"
Not much. What's a docus you?
So bad. Should we be running? Should we run? I feel like we should run. Should we?
I am beginning to worry a bit. The Ara seems very panicked.
Yeah, all right, okay. Reggie's gonna make himself large, so he can run at a normal speed and not scurry beside.
Yeah, it's that thing, Reggie. As you're running and you kind of find that Anam gets the lead. He gets the lead for about 3 steps before you embiggen and embolden yourself. And
A
now
noble spirit.
now your footsteps, the gate, the distance, you close as you clamber kind of up behind. All the while, you can still hear Diara kind of talking out or calling out to this person, this Docus. And it's that thing, Reggie, as you kind of turn to look, you can see, like, you see what she's looking at. She's looking towards the trees. And occasionally you catch glimpses. There is somebody in there. There's somebody looking. There's somebody watching. And then as you turn back, standing at the edge of the field between you and the guild, you see an old woman dressed all in dark clothes. She grows smaller as you put more and more distance between you and the guild, heading towards the backfields of the north. But you see her lift her hand and point. You hear a whisper. Place my coins in the tomb, and you shall be spared all of the hurt. Free Bua, and no peace. Son of the Giant's Wrath.
I think Anam trips a bit and almost loses a step and turns just to keep up behind Reggie, but doesn't say anything.
You clear the fields and you see Diara just she doesn't slow, but the forest itself kind of seems to rise up against you, all of you, as she kind of ducks and weaves and slips between trees, bushes, rocks, kind of half tumbling, half spiraling, the odd branch snapping out at you. You watch as she's leaping over kind of earthen mounds. Once or twice you see her kind of skid, almost stumble over herself. You've no idea where she's going. You've been in these woods. There's nothing to really hunt. When you were younger, this is where you would go and you would, ye were chasing Mooney. Mooney was chasing a pig or a sheep or a cow or somebody that she dressed up as a pig, a sheep, or a cow. And as Diara, you know it, you can feel it. You know the grotto is just around this corner. You spill out into it. And you see the clearing in front of you. There's nobody there. You see the stone crypt, and Byron and Anam, the pair of you, catch up to Diara. You can hear her pulling these heavy, deep breaths into herself. You can see the sweat on the back of her head as she stands at the tree line looking towards the stone crypt.
Where's Mooney?
She's in there.
in a crypt?
Yeah.
Is she smoking or something?
No, Reggie, she's not smoking. Something bad happened. And I need to fix it.
Okay. How do you fix it?
She takes one of the coins out of her pocket, or her coin out of her pocket.
You paying someone
You're
to
muted.
fix it?
You reach into your bag, Dara. There's no coin.
Oh no.
She's gonna like empty the contents of her bag out onto the ground to be like scramble through it and just look for it. It was right here. I have to. Oh, we need the coins to wake her up.
I think I have some gold pieces. Would that?
No,
Would that
no,
be, that be enough?
it has to be Docus's.
It's a woman in black.
No, that's Groom. Did you see her?
I thought I saw her. She was very far away, and I heard her say, "Place my coins in the tomb." Free
Well-
Boa.
Yeah. Bua. I think Bua is Mooney.
No, Mooney is Mooney.
No, we were there. We were in the crypt, and we pushed the lid off the tomb, and Mooney was in it, but Mooney was standing beside me, and then she tried to touch the dead Mooney, and she got flung against the wall, and then I put the wrong coins in the tomb, and then now we're here. So now we have to go and put the right coins in the tomb.
Can you take us to Mooney and we can solve the coins after?
Oh, yeah, let's go. And she's just going to head towards the tomb.
You move, guiding Annam and Regmund towards the crypt, Mooney. And the black iron door, cage door, you see is open. And there's a faint flickering of torchlight inside. And they're set against the back wall. The three of you see Byron Oakenshield.
Our lads were caught.
No, it was Mooney. What is
What's
he
wrong?
doing here?
Is he alive? Or like
Yeah.
moving?
He's looking at the three of you.
Where is she?
Why'd you bring us to Byron?
No, I didn't bring you to Byron.
Hi, sir.
This is going to hurt.
Doesn't sound great.
And you watch as Byron reaches into his pocket and he takes out 2 golden coins
No.
and he bangs them together. Regmund, Annam, Diara, everything. Every memory, every moment, every minute, every life, every death that you have experienced in this space rushes back into you. You know it all. By his wisdom and grace, with his empathy and charity, he has deigned the three of you free. And he takes a step to the side.
What about Mooney?
There is no Mooney.
I saw her. If
Good.
anything, there's two.
You saw an echo, a whisper, a dying silence.
Oh,
He takes a step to one side, and behind him, the stone falls away a little, and it moves in, and there is just a light through the passageway. Lomar has decreed. You may leave this space. You may return. And you may live a life. Just one.
not without Mooney.
There is no Mooney.
I don't understand.
Is the sarcophagus still there?
Yep, sits in the room.
Is it open?
Nope.
Diara's kind of starting to second guess if she's crazy. No, like, because all the lives that flashed before them, Mooney was in them, right? So she knows that Mooney existed at some point. So to kind of confirm her suspicions, she's going to try and push the tomb open, or the sarcophagus open.
Give me an athletics check.
3.
You place your hands on the lid, and you go to push. It doesn't even budge, Diara.
Do I remember
Yeah.
coming across the tomb before? Either?
It looked similar, but this wasn't in the same space.
Can I help to open it when I see what they are trying to do?
Remove your hands, Diara.
No. I know she's in here. I saw her.
Each of you have been given a chance.
What's the point in having a chance if it's going to be riddled with guilt?
You won't remember.
That's
Yes.
even worse.
It's kind of better, actually. But
You
I'm
know how
still
many
not-
times we've lived this life, Reggie?
I do, yes, I do. And I'm not going through there until we figure out what's going on with Mooney.
Open it.
I don't trust you, he says, staring right at Byron.
That is of no consequence. Leave.
Just tell us where Mooney is. And don't say there is no Mooney.
There is no answer I can give you. You do not understand. You are either unwilling or unable to comprehend what lies in front of you.
Well, try explain it better.
I grow tired.
But that's not explaining it any better. That's just explaining how you feel. We're all tired.
Who's in this tomb? Who's in this sarcophagus?
You have one choice. You may, and he gestures to the passageway. You may leave right now. This is it. There is no returning. There is no do-over. There is no reset. There is no circle. There is no loop. There is no interwoven destiny for any of you now. So what do you say?
JR is going to look at the other two.
He seems to think he stands between us and freedom. I think he stands between us and the Mooney.
Yeah. There's always another choice. You said we only have one, but there's always another choice. What is it? The cat.
Cheers.
You can choose to leave, to live, or you can choose to fade away into oblivion. What do you choose?
Before I answer,
No.
I know you're tired. I know.
No. You do. An ant does not ask the boot that is thread upon it for a moment's notice. I will not keep my lord waiting a second longer.
Well, can we speak to the Lord?
What have you decided?
Anna, what do we do?
I feel like perhaps if we smash Byron's tiny little head in, this might solve itself.
All right, okay.
How big is the tomb?
The sarcophagus or the space?
No,
that you're
like the space that we're in.
in? It's about 12 square foot.
Are there coins in the coin place?
So you're standing at the entrance. Byron is standing at the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
From where you're looking at, you've no idea what Mooney is talking about putting coins into stuff. There doesn't seem to be anything here on the. There's nothing on the walls. There's nothing on the coffin.
There, we need to put the coins in, do we?
Yeah, but I don't have it anymore. She like scans the ground where Mooney had hit the wall. And like the floor around the tomb.
Give me a perception check, Dara.
Ooh, 19.
You don't see coins. You don't see. You can see where maybe Byron's footprints kind of came through. What you notice though is the wall. Mooney's name is on the wall. Your name is on the wall. Annam and Reggie's names are all on the walls.
Like carved by us. She's gonna run over to it and point at Mooney's name and say, "What's this? If she didn't exist, then why is this here?"
Insufferable. Unwilling or unable to operate within his grand design. I've had enough. I'll choose for you. And the passageway closes.
Oh, no.
Roll for initiative.
Oh, Jesus. 15.
8.
Annam? Oh, you're muted, Richard. Sorry.
I was waiting for my crappy digital dice to load.
Oh.
It was 12.
Okay. And okay. 15 for Diara, 12 for Annam, and 8 for Reggie. Okay. Yeah. The walls of the tomb begin to shake. The floor beneath you begins to rattle, and you can see cracks forming at your feet as the space just begins to fill with light. You watch as Byron takes a step forward, and there's a moment where his whole sense, his whole self, his whole body, his whole image, it flickers. There's a light, and then you feel the air whip around all of you, and there is just this brilliant, radiant light that just erupts. And Daira, you remember that light energy, that entity, Brassica in the woods, and then Byron again. This coalescent light just sort of moving and shifting like a wisp. It takes form. And as it does, you see it violently thrash and kick and buck and slam as it crashes into the wall above you, the light growing bigger, brighter, until part of the tomb, the ceiling overhead, collapses in and bursting out into the air, into the clearing. You see this huge horse-like creature, its skin covered in thousands of golden scales, its mane and tail this shimmering light, not clouds, not glitter, not mist, just this shifting energy around it. Atop its head, just this large spiraling horn, and just these glowing golden eyes, and this long drape of whiskers out from its muzzle, and a wisp of smoky white hair drooping from its chin. It leaps upwards, and I need everybody to make a dex saving throw.
It's an 18 from me.
15.
18.
18 as well? Was that 18, Richard, or 8? Okay, 18.
18,
Yeah. You, as the ceiling of the crypt kind of crumbles in down on top of you, Daira, Regiment, and Annam, you throw yourselves kind of back towards the stairs. All of you take 5 bludgeoning damage as you're struck by falling debris. Scrambling up onto the stairs and out into the clearing, you see this creature, this huge... It looks like something you would have seen in a book Mooney stowed away in the library for her own personal use and research. It looks like something maybe Mooney may have drawn. It's not quite a horse. It's not quite a unicorn. It's not quite angelic or celestial. It is something of a mix of all of these things, but it stands against the three of you. And as it does, Dara, it locks eyes on you, and around you in this space, you hear the crumbling of the runes. You hear the whistling of the wind rushing through the trees, and then there is nothing as the creature casts silence.
Rude.
It is your action, Daira. So 100 and sorry now for the duration, about 20-foot radius of you, from where you are, you cannot cast spells.
What if it's a reaction?
What's the reaction?
Hellish Rebuke.
Is that that's a spell though, isn't it?
Mm,
Does it have a verbal component?
Yeah.
Then no.
So I can't cast any spells with a verbal component.
It's impossible. Yeah.
Why are all of my spells verbal? God, she's such a fucking chatterbox. Okay, great. She's going to which she never does, pull her her dagger out of her sheath and just fuck it at him because she doesn't know what else to do. So that is a 22 to hit.
A 22 will hit.
And well, that's not great. 5 damage.
Okay. For all of its presence, for all of its energy, for all of its look, Dara, with nothing else, and just frustration finding your the hilt of your dagger, you catch there is an eruption, and you can feel your vocal cords burning. You can feel the sound catching and dying in your throat as you fling a darrow, as you fling a dagger, a darrow, as you fling.
That's what I call it.
Yeah, you fling a dagger. You see it catch across the creature's back, and there's a wound. You don't see blood, but you do see clearly that you have cut into the scales, and I was going to say darrow again. Your dagger strikes a tree behind it. It seems to kind of clamber back on its back legs a little as it kind of shakes its head, and then it casts off the pain. Any bonus actions?
Can I move out
Yeah,
of the silence?
Yep, you can move. You have your movement.
Yeah, she's gonna move. We're still in the tomb. Right?
No, you
It's
you clambered out, so you're within that space of it. So it is about. Remember, it's a 90-foot wide diameter in here in the grotto.
grotto, yeah.
If you're still standing in that space at the tomb, there's only about 25 feet between you and it, and there's another maybe 25 feet between you and the edge of the tree line.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna move kind of to try and circle it, because if the three of us are kind of,
You're going to try and come around it. Okay.
yeah.
Regimond and Annam, you see Dara fling this darrow. There it is. It's stuck.
It's a darrow.
Dara's Darrows, now available at all good general stores. You see her throw this dagger and then immediately run around, kind of not at the creature, but sort of in line with it and out of the space. And again, are you still keeping that 25 feet of a distance between you and it?
Yeah, I'm trying to like flank it, and
yeah,
she's like testing to see when she can get her voice back.
Yeah, it is that thing of like, it's not even immediately getting your voice back. You can hear your footsteps on the ground. You can hear your footsteps against the muck and the cold. Annam.
So I see the darrow cut into this thing, even if there's no blood. I saw it get wounded.
Yeah,
almost, and that's enough for me. Is this thing Byron? Do I think this thing is Byron?
You saw this thing. You saw Byron become this thing.
Yeah, cool. I start to rage. But before I do, I just look at what passes for this thing's glowing eyes, and Count Nicholas choose between nothing and our family. Surely you can see that. I'll beat it into you. And Anna begins to rage, but it's not his usual horrific, warped form. I think it's a more controlled resolve as opposed to his usual anger. Because this is for Mooney. And he doesn't take this horrific visage that would normally come out. He becomes a more stoic, grown version of himself. Something like people picture when they hear stories of the things he's done. And he just barrels forward. And with my mighty great axe flowing with lightning, I'll swing twice at this thing.
Great. Make your attack rolls, please.
I'm betting a 7 doesn't hit.
7 does not hit, I'm afraid.
22.
22 hits.
Cool. I will catch it once with the axe for 17 damage, and a flourish of lightning will leap off my axe and do another 3.
Sorry, what was the total?
20.
20, okay. Yeah, you just... it's a thing of you see Daira flank or just run towards the left, not away, sort of circling it, and without a word said, without a word uttered, without a sound made, Regimen, you see Anim's shoulders kind of fall, and then he moves one step in front, 1 foot in front of the other, and then he picks up his pace, and you see the great axe thud against the ground. You can see the chains fall, and then you watch as it's still Anam, but he's different. He's changed, but not with all the usual telltale signs, not without the usual feeling that you get, that sort of that quiet rage from him, as he spills out towards. And just for the record, for anybody, this creature is a Kieran. Is what you were fighting, and with his great axe drawn, swings. The first, it's that thing of you catch its eye and your footing slips, Anam, and with that sort of bracing yourself, you bring the axe kind of up and down, and right across its front leg, you slash deep. And again, you see your axe tear through it. Scales are torn. Where there should be flesh, where there should be bone and blood, muscle and tissue, there is just light as you carve into this thing. And you see the creature kind of half buckle under it as the pain kind of erupts into it, and its head turns towards you, away from Daira. So that was your actions, your bonus actions. You used about 25 feet of movement as well, just as a heads up. Reggie.
Am I about how far away?
You are still about 25 feet away from it.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to go within melee range again with my great axe. He's going to scream as he's charging, but is there still a silent?
There is up until about 20 feet, and then you're within melee range as you emerge out of it, and there is just kind of a tail end of your screaming.
Okay. So you just see his mouth opening with the axe, and then finally when he goes, you can just hear it as he emerges, this like cone of silence. And yeah, he's going to try hit it with his great axe, but almost go for exactly where Anna went, but on the other side, right? So it kind of mirrors it.
Yeah. Make your attack rolls.
Yep. 19 to hit.
19 does not hit.
Balls. I want to try. I have once per short rest. I can take it. I can't find it on my sheet, but I can take a second action if that's okay.
Yeah, you can. This is your second wind.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
But you've got. Have you got?
I've got.
You can make 2 attacks though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
as
make
normal.
3. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
make a
Okay.
buttload of attacks and we'll see what happens.
That's a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Okay, great. So that is that could have been better. 8 damage, but I think there's a few other things I can do here. When I hit a creature with an attack, I'm going to invoke my fire rune. So that's 2d6 damage. Let me just roll that. Now roll. And that's another 11 damage. And it's also now shackled. So you must succeed a strength saving throw, DC 14.
It passes.
Okay,
It has
never mind.
it's
So it's
five.
just not restrained. You still get the damage. So 1 second. Oh, there's the extra attack. Yeah, okay. I don't want to do that. Sorry, I should have had this more prepared. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to go for my second attack, or my third attack, should I say, as my bonus action. And that's a 23 to hit.
Yep, you can roll the damage as well.
Did that roll? Stupid D12. That's a 6 damage.
So just for clarity's sake, and I don't want people coming for me afterwards. On Reggie's normal standard turn, he can make how many attacks?
2.
2. So you did 2 attacks, then you used your second wind, right?
No, I used my
Action
action surge.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry, yes, action surge, which then allows you to take the attack action again, not as a bonus action, but just as an action again.
Exactly.
So you have one more attack.
So I used my action surge, and then my second wind is my bonus action.
Second wind is
No.
to heal yourself, though.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So action surge allows you to take another action immediately after, and as per your action, you make 2 attacks.
So I take another one?
Yep.
Are you sure? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Trust me. No.
So 21 to hit. 21 to hit.
Yeah, 21 hits.
There's bloody D12, and that's 8 damage.
Okay. In this moment, you, not to be outdone, like who the hell does Anan think he is? Charging in, swinging that great sword or great axe. You come barreling out of silence. What silence? Because you can hear your own roar in your head, and it's loud, it is clear, and then it echoes around the grotto as you emerge. And in that moment, you turn on your heel, swinging your great axe. Anam's in the way, but it's fine. He'll get out of the way eventually. You stumble past him, and you bury your great axe into this creature's leg. You pull and you cut again, and it's almost kind of swats at you. It kind of goes to kick you with its front hoof. You step out of the way, missing with your second attack, and then you chop hard at it. Harder, better, stronger than any attack that Anam laid on it. Deep within your core, And as you see just this rupture of light ooze and burst out of it, Reggie, you feel somebody lean down into you. You feel a presence next to you. It droops low, crouching, and you feel their hand brush away the hair around your ear. You feel their touch against the side of your head, and you can almost feel their breath as they whisper, "You have to bring hope, Regiment. Take their despair from them."
Do I recognize the voice?
You've never heard this before. Set Bua free, and together you can live the life you deserve. The life you are destined to own. The one you hope for. And there is a scream of pain as the creature kicks back, and you're startled, and Anam's kind of looking down at you, and it's that sort of thing. He's almost kind of sizing up the wound that you've put into it. It is its action, and in that moment, it as you bury your axe down into it, Regiment, it is going to use one of its legendary actions to smite you. And yeah, that is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And take 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As its hoof just smacks out at you. And then immediately you see that spindling horn that's on top of its head. Dara, you see it glow, and there is just this radiant light from it. There is a shimmer that just pulsates throughout the grove, and immediately just in front of it, between Regiment and Anam, there is a flicker of light, and you just see there's a moment where Dara, you're pretty sure you saw something, and now that all that stands there is a translucent golden light, a sword and a shield, and emblazoned on the shield you see the sigil of a scales. And I need Anam and Regiment to make dexterity saving throws.
16.
Okay, that's a fail.
12.
And it's a fail. Both of you take 20 radiant damage
Don't like
as a guardian of faith swings its sword towards you, Reggie, and its shield at you, Anam. Both of you, one walloped with radiant energy, the other one carved with it as it slices into you like a blade. As that hits, both of you feel something torn away from you. Decrease your maximum HP by 20. Dara, your action.
So now that I've moved, how close am I to the creature?
I assume you said you kept 25 feet distance between you and it. So
Yeah.
I just imagined you kind of coming out of the cone and keeping that sort of gap between you.
Okay.
You've moved around. You moved your 30 feet around it, but you've kept the 25 feet of a gap between you and it.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay.
How close is the Guardian to it?
They're all within the same space. So the Guardian, the Kieran, and Regiment and Anam are all kind of on top of each other.
Okay. I hope y'all have good con saves. It is a DC 15.
For all of us?
I mean, depending on how close you are. It's a 10-foot.
Yeah, no, you're within 10
radius.
foot space of it. Yeah.
I got a 22.
I got a 15.
I succeeded.
Ah, fuck you. Well, I don't think you guys take half damage. Let me just double check.
I think you do with
should know
Chatter.
this
You do.
by now. Really? Or half as much. Okay. Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry in advance. Oh. 18, so 9. 9. Thunder, I want to say. Yeah. 9 thunder damage.
Any bonus actions?
Anim's after me, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna give him Bardic Inspiration.
There's a moment where both Regiment and Anim, you are struck by this radiant energy, and you feel it just pull at you. There's a hollowness, as if the light within you is diminished, and then there is just this ringing sound that gets louder and louder, and then there is a boom of thunder as the air around you explodes outwards. And you see the creature, and both you see each other kind of knocked by it. You hold fast, but your skull is splitting from the booming sound. And then, Anam, you hear Diara calling out your name, and the energy in it kind of imbues you with a little bit of power. It is your action.
Anam turns to Reggie and holds a hand out. And over the years, Anam has picked up Reggie a dozen times, but this time Anam is asking for permission. And in Anam's eyes, you know he wants to throw you.
Reggie's just like, I'm ready.
Bonus action, Mighty Impale. Reggie can choose to fail the saving throw, which will allow me to throw him to a spot I see within 30 feet. So straight up and over this thing's head onto its back. Is that possible?
Yeah. I would say its immediate reaction is to try and kick you off. Like, so if Reggie is just failing the saving throw and just letting you throw him, like you're within enough space that you can kind of, it's not even a proper, it's going to more of a kind of a toss over. Reggie, I'm going to ask you to give me a strength saving throw.
Ah, cool.
You are looking to beat a 22.
Oh, 23.
Yeah!
I rolled it on D&D Beyond. You can
No, I believe you. No, 100%. I believe you. I hate my fucking dice. If there's anybody out there that's like, the DM needs a new set of dice that aren't fucking cursed that he can take out on the players, that'd be great.
You should go to Mystery Dice Club.
Yes, and use the code CH and buy me 50 bags of non-cursed dice. I promise to take it out on the players. And every time I roll a nat 20, I will say your name. You see the creature, the Kieran, this golden horse unicorn entity, buck and sway and try to throw Regiment off. You were holding its mane is weird. Your hands tingle, Reggie. Like this thing is, it's sparkly and weird. It's like that time you broke into Diara's makeup kit and you started messing with stuff and you'd no idea what you were doing. But you were holding on for dear life. You don't know what you're holding on to, but you're holding on to something. That was your bonus action, Anam?
Once Reggie's on its back, I start swinging to try and get its attention. I'm going to hack it with the Great Axe twice more.
Yep, you can make the attacks.
Boop, boop, boop. 13.
Misses.
Oh, 21.
And 21 will hit.
For 17 damage plus 6 lightning.
Okay. Was there something on that lightning damage? Like it's not going to hit Reggie?
No, just the target I'm hitting takes it.
Oh, okay. And what about the target that's sitting on top of it? The way electric fences work, I think
it's only a little lightning. It doesn't get far.
Okay. I might look.
Golden scales don't
conduct electricity, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've been nice enough. I will. That is it. That is the last nice thing I'm doing all session.
Wow.
I've been incredibly nice. Miss, I put the 2 wrong coins into the fucking sarcophagus.
You killed my badger and you killed me.
Yes. Wow. She's on a fucking rampage. And everybody blames Sophia. Everybody thinks Sophia is the killer. But Anam, as you throw Reggie up, you see Byron, this creature, kick and buck and try to throw him off. You swing with your great axe. The first one misses as it goes back on its legs, as tall as it can, try and have Reggie slip off from it. As it comes down, you see your opportunity and you swing and you catch it right into the side, and you kind of knock it even kind of 2 feet to one part or to one side as it kind of slips. You pull your axe free, and again, you just see light. You starting to see the light that's emanating from it is drifting. It's fading. It doesn't seem to be holding itself as strong as it was. Reggie.
So I've fallen off?
So you're on. You held on. Like if you got 23, you're on the horse, but you're holding on with both hands.
Ooh. And it's wriggling around?
Yeah, it obviously doesn't want you up there.
Well, I mean...
It's a rodeo. Reggie the
That's
cowboy.
never happened. All right, yeah. So he's gonna try slide down, but if he's on the back, he wants to slide down underneath, so he's lying under the belly. So then he can try attack the belly with his great axe, if you know what I mean.
Now, there's literally no... Like, this thing doesn't have a saddle on it. Like, there's nothing for you to... Like, unless you developed Spider-Man powers, this is going to be
Gravity.
a disadvantage to slide under it and hold on.
I'm not holding on. Like, he's going to fall onto the ground and roll onto it. So he's looking
okay.
up at the
Sorry,
belly.
that's not the image I got. I got the image of you holding onto its undercarriage and trying to shank it at the same time. Like,
No, he's going to roll onto the ground and roll under to try slash at the belly.
okay.
Yeah.
Take 2 bludgeoning damage as you fall off the horse creature onto your back, and now you're going to take a swing with your dagger.
Great axe? Can I do that? Hand axe?
Hand axe. We'll take the hand axe. Yeah. Great axe. You're not going to get a swing here. It's too low.
16.
16 does not hit.
Is it that advantage because I'm on the ground under its belly?
I mean,
Yes.
no. I'm pretty sure there's no advantage rules based on belly proximity. If anything, you're in real fucking danger as you're under its hooves now. These things have a tendency to trample.
All right, okay. So he'll roll out, realizing that this might not be the greatest idea.
Okay.
And then while standing, try go with the great axe.
Okay.
Do I have that option?
If anybody in chat is or lives near or knows or works with any horses, do not take Homebrew Show's comment about the safest place to be near a horse is underneath it. That is not the truth. That is not a fact. That is fake news.
That's a 13. So
13 does not hit.
Yeah,
It's as you get up and you're like, oh yeah, I got this. You swing, but the horses you rolled too far out away from it, as your great axe doesn't even connect. That would be your action and bonus action.
No, that's not my bonus action. I have.
Oh yeah, so you make 2 attacks. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So my bonus action, I'd like to invoke the Storm Rune. So who's next? Diara.
Diara,
So when me or another creature I see within 60 feet, so Diara, makes an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, that can use their reaction to cause the roll to have advantage or disadvantage. Ooh.
You can use your reaction, is it, to give it? Or they use okay, you use your reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
You're giving that to Diara.
Yes, so she can have advantage. Yeah.
That's what you want to be given to the person who just casts Shatter on the party. So, yeah, it's that thing, Reggie. As you roll away for it, you you swing and miss, and then there is just a clap of thunder overhead as you invoke the Storm Rune etched into the wooden handle of your axe. Diara, it booms inside your head. You feel the ringing of it between your ears as Reggie's eyes lock on yours. And then immediately the creature lashes out. And it is going to kick at you, Anam. and that is a 27 to hit.
It will have advantage as well if you'd like the crit fish.
Why
Oh,
does it
my
have
reckless attack.
Oh, reckless attack. Okay. I tell you what, I will. So that it's 2 19s that it's rolled. So again, no, it doesn't get any crits. But it is going to make its two. So it's actually kicked at you with 2 of its hooves. 5, 7, 11 damage on the first, 11 bludgeoning, and then 6 and 10 on the second. And again, that's 21 damage. I know you're raging, so you're going to take half, but you do not half the 21 from your total. So your max hit points dropped by 21. You took 10 damage in total, but you lost 21 from your max HP. And then Reggie, in that same movement, it swipes out with its head towards you as it goes to slash you with the horn. And that's a 21 to hit
Yep.
for 15 piercing damage as it gouges its horn into your shoulder. Take 15 piercing damage and lose 15 maximum HP.
Okay.
Diara. Actually, no. It's going to then use one of its legendary actions again to screw it. Yeah. I need you to make a Dex saving throw, Reggie. Spell save DC 17.
Oh no. That's a 9.
Take 5 radiant damage again and lose 5 from your maximum hit points.
Okay.
As
40 total.
flames erupt at the tip of its horn as it casts Sacred Flame, and you are engulfed. That wound where it stabbed you burns with this radiant golden light that courses into you. Diara, your action.
Okay, I have this thing called Eye for Detail that I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot clues or uncover clues. So I'm going to do that to see if I can see or figure out a weak spot.
What specific? Can you read out Eye for Detail? Because if it's
You can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
but I don't think that necessarily clues into like its weak spots. I think clues is in like, I don't know, my wording on that. My reading of that wording isn't. It's that like, you can spot a hidden creature or hidden object,
Okay.
or clues.
Never mind then.
Like if you want to make perception checks, that's 100%. You can use that ability, but it's not going to give you like, because you don't even know what this creature is.
Yeah.
Kind of my
Okay.
like, you see it's wounded. It's not looking great. But
no, I think instead I'm going to dash for my dagger as a bonus action.
Yeah.
So use the dash to.
Can you use dash as a bonus action?
Yeah. Cunning action. You can take a bonus action
Fine. Yeah,
on each of your turns to dash, disengage, or hide.
Yeah, I forgot that you had a little rogue as well. Yep.
So she's going to do that, and then she's going to. If I want to use inflict wounds with that, does that work? Because it's a melee spell.
I don't understand. You want to cast inflict wounds.
Yeah.
But you have to physically touch the creature to do that.
Yeah.
So it's going to cost you kind of about, if you want to get to your dagger, that's going to be your movement speed.
Okay.
ish. Like your movement speed, you'd probably get back to the creature, but you don't need the dagger to make a melee spell attack. You just need to touch it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, let's try to trample Reggie. Maybe I'll just run at it with my
Okay.
dash.
Yeah.
And then
And cast inflict wounds.
a 22.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
And then it's very fucking good. Okay, well, that's a 10, and that's a 7, and a 6. So 23.
That is a lot.
It's necrotic. I don't know if that makes a difference.
You charge at it, Daira, and the tips of your fingers brush off against it. You can feel the warmth off of it. You can actually, as you get closer, you can feel the warmth emanating from this entity. You can see the light, and it doesn't hurt, but it is there. It's that sort of like looking directly into, a welder's torch and the hiss, the fantail of sparks, looking into that kind of light. That you can look at it, but it does hurt a little. The tips of your fingers graze off of its kind of its snout, and where you do see that the scales actually crack and fall away, and it spreads out across, and the left-hand side of its head towards that golden eye, all the scales fall away, and the light within the eye diminishes as necrotic energy seeps into it. This thing doesn't look good. It doesn't look healthy. It doesn't. It looks to be on its last legs. Bonus action. Oh, bonus action was to dash, and then your action was to. Anim.
I am just going to keep swinging for the thing. I think I just reel back and bring my great axe into the side of its neck as best I can.
Yep, make your attack rolls.
I'm just like yelling. Uh, 17.
Misses.
Oof. Oh, I have Bardic Inspiration, don't I? Can I use that?
You do, yeah.
What? D10? D8?
And you're muted, Alice, just as a heads up.
Sorry. It is a D6. I wish it was a D10.
Okay. So I swing the axe and maybe just bounces off a particularly tough scale, and I can hear the name being called again, and I've seen the aura's spell cut through this thing, and I just, with the rebound of the axe, immediately just carve through again. And D6 for 6, so 23.
23, yeah, that hit. Yeah.
Oof, for 27 plus 4, 31.
Get him!
How do you destroy the Kieran?
Good. Is that
when I catch him in the neck, his knees buckle, and he falls just enough to get almost impaled on Reggie's weapon, and the necrotic wound that Diara has opened just begins to spill out. The guts begin to, the light that would be the guts begins to spill out. The neck wound I've just opened begins to spill out, and the three of us all at once just I think it's got to be in tandem.
Yay! Can we hold hands?
That was wonderful.
There's this moment as your blade, as you pull it away, and you see the creature. It's fallen to its side, and you see the Diara's spell coursing through it. What little willpower leaving its body. There is a whimpering breath trapped in in its chest, and you can hear it heaving to pull on air. And the light it begins to, it's not even a fade, it's just, it washes away from it. And you can see the light in its eyes dim as the breath in it escapes. And the Kirin shapes back into Byron Oakenshield, leader of the Summer Keep Guild. And then that image twists, and there is just a wisp of light that flickers. And then there is nothing but silence in the grotto. You have brought down a humble servant of Lomar. We thank you. And Docus and Groom emerge from the tree line.
You could have helped.
No, we cannot.
Can you help us get Mooney?
The Kirin did not lie. There is no Mooney.
Can you,
What do
can you,
you-
ex- can you
There
explain
are-
it better?
The walking dreams, the whispers of Bua's sleep, are a sister manifested in this world. That is who you have come to call friend, ally, sister. But she does not belong to you.
When we free her, Boa, will Mooney remember us? Will Boa remember Mooney?
In the way that all beings remember dreams, echoes of memories that fade with time. Your memories of her will fade.
I don't want them to fade. Do they have to?
They will. You want or desire is of no consequence. And Groom steps forward. Give me your hope, Annam.
There's no question about it. Whatever it takes. Alan just gives himself fully over whatever he feels is needed in this moment.
Groom reaches out, and as you reach out to her, Docus steps in. Regmund, let go of your fear and your worry. You are not your despair. Give it to me.
He'll step forward and okay.
And in this moment, Diara, you watch as the men you call brothers each go to give themselves to hope and to despair. There's a whisper at the back of your mind an echo of a memory, a dream, a long night when pain racked you. By candlelight, she sat, she watched, she tended. She read stories. And you remember Mooney. And you remember that night. And of all the stories she told, one stands out. The story of a river. And you listened half asleep, half awake, drifting between. Mooney wasn't reading this from the pages of the book in her lap. You could hear the scratching of a pencil on paper. She was drawing, she was writing, she was doodling. Anything to keep herself awake, anything to keep her eyes on you through the night. A story that she rambled about a river that carved its own path. A river that chose its own way. A river that learned as much as it is its own self. It is nothing if it doesn't have others, if it doesn't become part of something bigger than itself. A river that must find its way to the sea. And there's something in this. Something hidden. You could put Lomar's coins back, and you could reset it. You could take Docus's or Groom's coins, but something Byron said before. Groom and Docus have their own purpose, their own intent, their own wants. And you see Redmond take Docus's hand, and Annam cradled into Groom. And there is just this energy that builds around them until both of the sisters hold a coin, and Annam and Redmond vanish. Choose, Dara. Choose hope. Choose despair.
She is going to think about what Mooney said before she goofed with the coins, and she is going to choose.
You reach out, and there is a hissing sound from Groom as she takes a step back, coin falling to the ground. Docus places Redmond's hope in your hands, places Redmond's despair in your hands, lifts Docus's lifts Anim's hope and places it in yours. Thank you. You have chosen well. Free Bua. And she takes a step back.
I don't know if this is misplaced or not, but Diara is hoping that putting her faith in hope will mean that she's reunited with the others. So she's gonna go in and put the right coins this time, in the sarcophagus.
You clamber over the collapsed roof in towards the crypt, holding the two golden coins. Regiment and Anim, despair turned to hope, hope emblazoned on both. You hold the coins in your hand, and as you make your way to the foot of the sarcophagus, you see the indentation for the two spaces. And again, in the middle, Diara, you see a third coin. That coin with the web, the night sky, the stars, the constellations emblazoned on it. And you hold these two coins. These two other coins. You've muted. I can't hear you.
So they're both hope coins now.
Yep, you're holding two hope, and you have this other coin set into it.
Yeah, she's going to put one on each side.
You take the coins and you set them in to the recesses. And there's a beating heart. There's a second. And a third. And everything starts to get hazy. Everything starts to feel lighter around you. You feel as if you're standing on shifting sand. And you can hear people talking. You can hear laughter, and you can feel the cold. And you hear someone exclaim, "It's a girl. By the gods, it's a girl. Briella, thank you." And you feel yourself lifted up, and you feel the world spun around you, Diara. And you don't understand, but you're looking down into the face of a man who's beaming up at you. You're in a very well laid out room filled with all manner of fine furnishings. And the world doesn't make sense, and it is loud and it is busy. And you can hear two other heartbeats going quieter. And the cold and the laughter quietening. And as light washes over our final scene, and the daughters of Lomar, the fates, spread out across the tapestry, we hear a voice echo. Emma, that's the thing.
Oh, sorry. Let me make sure this works. I don't know if it will. Let's find out. Is that doing something?
When threads of fate and torn apart, 3 daughters freed, 3 shadows start. The father's hand will lose its reign as gods will rise and the gods shall wait. Hope will blaze and spark anew. Despair will fall and shadows grew. Destiny's weave, once bound and true, now lies with mortals, choice the few. Three paths diverge, the world shall bend, a new age dawns, or all shall end.
And as this light fills the space around us, over the backfields outside the village of Canuck on the island of Inishtarug, there in the northern woods, amidst a row of tall birch trees in full leaf, there is the small little groans and winces of a badger scratching and digging at the dirt, nudging and nuzzling stones and clods of earth out of its way as it nuzzles itself into the form of a young woman lying there, half covered in moss and foliage, growing out of the earth itself. That is where we leave the first season of Beyond Horizon's Edge. One Cat, I'm so sorry that you ended up not in that last part.
No, I was here the whole time.
No, I know you were, but you yeah, you were, Mooney was, and everybody was, but it is simply the way in which our characters, our players dictated it went. Thanks so much for playing.
Yay!
It's one of those things.
Wonderful, Declan.
That was
Thank you.
great, actually. It was such a lovely ending.
That was an absolute blast for me. I really, really liked it. I'm such a lucky DM that I have 4 incredible people around my table that I get to tell this story with. And it's very, very different to a lot of the other stuff that I get to do. So I'm very, very grateful to the 4 of you and for what you bring to this. I had said to Kat and Emma just before we even kind of started with the chat that I was really nervous about this evening. And I still kind of am. My hand is still kind of doing a little bit of a tremble. So I genuinely am really, really grateful to the 4 of you for the last year and a bit as we've kind of scheduled and rescheduled, unscheduled, double scheduled, caught up, went back, went forward, reset, twisted off, left gaps. So thank you all so much for putting up with this so far. Yeah, this was the season finale, but it's not the end of our story. This isn't the end of Beyond Horizon's Edge. In fact, that was the prologue. That was the start of our story. This is where it really kicks off. So from me to the 4 of you, I'm just going to say thank you once more. I realize that we're coming to 11 o'clock, so I don't want to stay on super late. But if anybody has anything they want to add or jump in, or where we can find you on socials or anything like that.
No, just thank you, Declan, for allowing us,
Yes.
for allowing me at least.
Yeah, thank you, Declan.
Thank
Part
you,
of this story.
Declan.
It's been great.
Thank you, Declan.
We're we probably aren't going to take a break, just so the four of you know. We're probably going to start very, very soon. I will be in touch with the four of you, kind of probably immediately after this, and definitely tomorrow to kind of talk about a few bits and pieces. But to everybody in chat who joined us this evening, thank you so much. If you're watching this VOD after the fact, do feel free to leave a comment. You can catch us here on Twitch every Monday and Thursday with Beyond Horizon's Edge and Saving Grace on Mondays, Random DMs and Ben and Declan on a roll on Thursdays, and every second Friday, so this Friday, a brand new episode of our award-winning podcast series, Romance of the Dungeon, drops. For more about us and who we are and what we do, check us out on social media at D8 Dungeon. You can join our Discord. There's some of my favorite people on the internet exist over there, and it just so happens that these four folks are over there too. So if you want to chat conspiracies and you want to chat what the hell's happened, then head on over to the Old Mare, our gossip channel, where we talk about all things Beyond Horizon's Edge. That was Beyond Horizon's Edge Season 1. Done. Good night, folks. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Monday. We'll see you on Thursday for Ben and Declan on a roll. And take care.
Bye.
Bye.